My name's Ashley Dabbiere, and I have a brain tumor. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor May 2012. I didn't know that when I was diagnosed that I was going to be fighting for my life for the rest of my life. I've met a lot of people through my disease, and I've heard their stories. I'd like to share them with you.
It just never occurred to me that this could happen to him.
There's only these handful of treatments, so once you've used them up, you're done.
It didn't make sense that they couldn't find something to help her, and that research isn't where it should be in the cancer arena.
Just could hardly believe it from day to day that this was happening. And it's been 10 years for me. I still can't believe it happened.
Yeah, my husband and I feel like we were given a baby and we got her and then we had to give her away. She was diagnosed with an astrocytoma in her brainstem. They told us there was a trial at the National Institute of Health, a clinical trial, but it was a trial for adults. It was a trial that had never been tried on a 13-month-old baby. But he also said something so frustrating, that there wasn't another available trial anywhere. Every day I would say, okay, we got this under control, Caroline. I talked to her as if I was a warrior. And then there was this point where you have to change, and you have to change from being a warrior, and you have to switch over to being a grieving parent. We're coming to an age where we're ready for the secrets to unfold, and we can't stop here. We can't. We have to keep moving. We have to make the change. We have to make the difference.
My father was like a lot of people. The world was a better place with my father in it. It really was a better place. And the world has been deprived of that because of this disease. The tumor was located in the language center of his brain. And he did have an experimental treatment at NIH, which I have to say, it was pretty remarkable because for a few months it shrunk his tumor. Then things deteriorated very quickly. His cancer spread to his spine. What he had was a death sentence. There just was no other course that this was going to take. I just have to figure out how to be in this world without him.
Benjamin was a trooper. He had 32 rounds of radiation. He was, played sports, pitched a no-hitter one day after his chemo on a Friday. We were like, well, I guess chemo's the next, performance-enhancing drug. We made that joke, but, he was exceptional. Benjamin's tumor was like a lot of many fingers, so his could not be resected. He could not have an operation because it's a 9-year-old's brain, developing brain. But you hold out hope. More like we're going to be the ones, we're going to defy the odds, but what's happening. There's no sense to do the chemo anymore because the chemo's not doing anything. The tumor's winning. There's got to be some child that we can one day say, yes, they have it, but this is what we're going to do, and they're going to be okay.
My family situation is that we have 2 boys who were both diagnosed with brain cancer at 17 and 21. And they've been fighting this disease for basically 6 years. There's no family history, so how it ended up happening to both our kids ended up with brain cancer is unknown. The reality is that without medical advancements, the chance for the kind of tumor that my kids have, a glioma, to come back are mid to high 90s. The same disease that Ashley has, that my two kids have. I know deep in my heart, in all of my being, that we are going to win this battle. And we are going to win this battle relatively soon. And we're going to do it because I've seen what happens when people get engaged and having a cause that's bigger than your own life. And that's what we ended up with.
We were friends as well as mother and son, and I really miss just having a conversation with him. After he had got the brain tumor, which he got when he was in the Army, he had to resign his troops, and that was one of the saddest memories I have of him relinquishing his authority. You're always thinking that it's going to be something that can be fixed, because we're used to that. We live in an advanced society, so you think it's something that can be fixed. It was just watching him deteriorate, which is one of the most horrible things you can imagine.
This is a small workforce that's out there, not only nationally but internationally, in terms of the clinicians and the basic scientists that are devoting their time and effort to understanding and treating this disease, and we need to step up that pace. And we're going to do so by forming groups of us or teams of us that are going to better attack this disease from different angles. But I think if there's one message I can give you, it's that we are extraordinarily hopeful about the future. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. We know we're getting there, and we're closer now than we've ever been. And this is when we need your help to the greatest degree possible. So keep fighting with us.
Let's figure out what brain tumors are all about so that we can stop people's children from dying.
There is reason for hope. In fact, there's a lot of reason for hope.